You know, over the years, I've sat across thousands of guests on this podcast: fighters, scientists, monks, atheists, Christians, Jews, Buddhists, even explorers of psychedelics. We've talked about consciousness, life, death, rebirth, you name it. But recently, something happened that shook the ground beneath me. It changed how I look at both life and death. I started studying Islam, not through the news, not through stereotypes, but really digging in, reading, listening, asking questions, and honestly, I wasn't ready for what I discovered. I always assumed Islam was just another religion, a set of rituals, cultural traditions, and moral rules. But when I actually opened the Qur'an, when I heard scholars explain it, and when I sat with Muslims who truly live and breathe their faith, something inside me moved. The very first thing that struck me was purpose. Islam doesn't leave room for confusion. It says clearly, you're not here by accident. You're not just matter floating through the universe without meaning. You were created intentionally, deliberately by the Creator for a reason. That hit me like a truck. Because, let's be real, in today's world, we're drowning in emptiness. Everything's a distraction. Memes, endless scrolling, noise. But Islam looks straight at you and says, you matter, your time counts, you're responsible, and you're never alone. I remember the first time I came across Surah Al-Mulk. Blessed is the one in whose hand is dominion, the one who created death and life to test you. I had to put the book down. That verse crushed me. Life and death weren't chaos, weren't meaningless, they were a test. For most of my life, I thought of death as a mystery. Maybe an empty void, maybe some psychedelic recycling of existence. But Islam paints a whole different picture. Death isn't the enemy, it's not the end, it's a doorway, the start of the next stage in a much bigger journey. Another thing that blew my mind was how Islam connects the spiritual with the physical. It's not just ideas floating in the air, it's something you live with your body every single day. The prayers, the fasting, even how you eat, speak, and deal with people. At first I thought, man, that's restrictive, that's a lot of rules. But then I realized it's discipline, it's training. Muslims don't just believe in God with their hearts, they actually embody it. 5 times a day, they stop everything, whether they're at work, home, or traveling, and they stand before their Creator. They literally put their foreheads on the ground in submission. And at first I thought, isn't that losing your freedom? But the more I learned, the more I saw it's the opposite. Because here's the truth, everybody submits to something. Some people bow to money, some to fame, some to their own desires, but Islam says submit only to the one who made you. That's real freedom, breaking every other chain. And it's not just ritual for the sake of ritual. Fasting, for example. Ramadan isn't just about skipping food, it's about mastering your desires. It's saying, I control my body doesn't control me, and I couldn't help but respect that. The Quran even talks about this constant inner struggle, the fight against your own ego, your selfishness. It's not about conquering the outside world first, it's about conquering yourself. And that hit me deeply because let's face it, in the modern world we're told, do whatever you feel. But Islam flips it. Don't be a slave to feelings. Rise above them. Live with purpose. But the part that shook me the most was Islam's teaching about what happens after death. See, most philosophies either dodge the question or give you some vague answer like you dissolve back into the universe. But Islam is crystal clear. It says you will rise again. Every single person, rich or poor, powerful or weak, will stand before the Creator, and on that day, nothing is hidden. Every word you spoke, every action you took, even the whispers of your heart, they're all recorded. That hit me hard, because if you really believe that, you can't live recklessly anymore. You can't just say, I'll do whatever I want, there are no consequences. No, everything counts. And the way Islam describes it, it's not abstract, it's vivid. Paradise isn't some cloudy dream, it's real with beauty, peace, love, reunion with those you lost. And hell isn't just fire, it's regret, despair, knowing you wasted your chance. When I read those passages, I felt this shiver, because deep down, I think we all know life isn't just random. We all sense that justice has to exist. Too many tyrants die rich. Too many good people suffer in silence. If there's no afterlife, then where's the justice? Islam answers that directly. The scales will be balanced. No one escapes. And honestly, that terrified me. But it also gave me hope, because if you've messed up, and God knows I have, there's still a chance. Islam says God's mercy is greater than all your sins. If you turn back sincerely, that was powerful. And then there's the Quran itself. I expected to read like an old religious book, heavy, repetitive, outdated. But when I actually sat down with it, it was the opposite. The words felt alive. Sometimes it was comforting. Other times it cut straight through me like it was talking directly to my thoughts. There were moments where I had to stop and just breathe. It wasn't just information. It felt like revelation. Like the book knew me better than I knew myself. I'd read verses about arrogance, about chasing this world, about forgetting death. And it was like someone holding up a mirror. I couldn't escape it. And that's the strange thing. I've read philosophy, I've read poetry. I've gone through spiritual texts before. But nothing hit with this weight. The Quran doesn't just try to inspire you, it demands something of you. It says, wake up, this life isn't forever. You were made for more. That stayed with me. Because in a world that tells us, do whatever makes you happy, the Quran dares to say, not everything you want is good for you, not everything you feel is truth. There is a higher truth, and it's from the one who created you. And the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. If there really is a creator, then ignoring him is the most dangerous gamble you can take. And maybe that's why Islam isn't just a religion. It's a reminder, a call back to reality.